All right. Good Tuesday morning to you, everybody. This is the All About Nothing podcast kind of daily show. I am Barrett Gruber. You can follow me across all of social media at Barrett Gruber. I am the host of the All About Nothing podcast with Zach King. This is Bill Kimler, host of Black, White, and Blue in the South with Dr. Jamil Brooks. You can follow him across all of social media at Political Bill SC. It is September the 2nd. Did I say that twice? It feels weird that we're already into September.
I know. I got to start Christmas shopping. That's the worst part.
I did start that. In fact, as long as none of my family is watching, I have hidden everything up here in my office in different places, and some of it, funny enough, I actually have it standing out in locations that makes it look like it's something I may have bought for myself, but that may come back to bite me. You're just regifting stuff you already had now. So, how was your weekend?
I've done that, by the way. Let me tell you a quick story about Christmas.
Sure.
So when my kids were about 8, 11 years old, boy, girl, we hammered into them the mantra that if you get a gift that you already have, you don't make a big deal out of it. You say thank you. You make the gift giver feel appreciated, right? You just act excited, and that's just the way you do it. So we hammer that into them. Then come Christmas morning, and they're opening their presents under the tree, and I distributed the gifts as the dad. So we get the first round of gifts. The kids open up the gifts, and they're DVDs. This is back in the DVD days. They're DVDs of movies that they already had. And you can see them go, oh, thanks. This is awesome. I've always wanted to watch this, and there's like smiling and so on. Round 2, they open up their gifts, and it's video games, again, that they already have. And they're like, yeah, I've wanted to play this. I heard this was a good game. Can't wait. Yay. Then the third round, they open it up, and it's books that we took from their bedrooms and wrapped up. In fact, my daughter's book already had a bookmark in it from the middle of reading. She opens it up and she's like, okay, what's going on? But I got to tell you, we had just gone downstairs and taken stuff they already had and wrapped it up and tested to see if they would behave, and they passed with flying colors, I'm happy to say.
Well, that's good. I hope that carried over too, because there were always Christmases where when I was younger and I cared more about having those big ticket items like a Nintendo Entertainment System, so or a new stereo or things like that. Like those are the things that I remember back, and I'm like, those were the things that now I'm like, when people ask me what you want, I was like, if you really feel like getting me something, I would love some wool socks. Just
right.
Size 12 wool socks. That would be fantastic. I have underwear that has more than 4 holes in it. So that's a little description.
In our tradition, we play pranks every Christmas. Like there's always some prank Christmas gift.
Okay.
Like my son one year got a Playboy magazine for Christmas, but we had taken out the contents and replaced it with like Cat Lovers magazine. So all you had was the cover, but inside was just pictures of cats. So he had turned red. Some miscellaneous gifts like that. And the kids gave back as well as they got. I mean, they learned. I got a 3D portrait of Jesus, the kind that as you walked around the room, the portrait like rotated a bit. So they got me this big old 3D Jesus one year. I mean, just fun gifts like that.
That's good.
And at some point though, they grow up and now they're adults and you're like, can you prank them still? I mean, is it even possible at this point?
Yeah.
I got one last prank in that I thought was a master class. So my daughter had indicated she wanted a GoPro for a trip to Costa Rica she was taking. So she wanted GoPro and equipment. And my son was looking at the remember the Oculus headsets, like the VR headsets, you can put them around
Meta.
right?
Yeah.
I don't even know if it was Meta. It was something that came out with the PlayStation. Was it EverQuest? What was that?
I don't know. I
massive immersive world.
Yeah.
Whatever. So you wanted that, but he didn't have a PlayStation, so he wanted like the full set. So anyhow, I go up to my mother's house. We have a big family gathering for Christmas. My kids come down from New York. We're all giving out gifts. So I give my daughter her gift, and she opens it up, and it's just GoPro equipment. No GoPro. Like I'd forgot that I thought she had a GoPro. She didn't have a GoPro, right? I just got her like the little headband, the stands, like everything except the damn GoPro. And she's like,
Okay.
my brother's laughing at me, but she's like, oh, no worries. I can get the GoPro, but this is great. Thank you so much. Very, very nice. Then my son, he gets the virtual headset, but no PlayStation. Like he got the game, the headset, like all the accessories. I said, I thought you had a PlayStation. He's like, no, but that's no problem. This is what I want. I'll get the PlayStation. No worries. My brother, my mother, my sister were busting my balls. Of course, I'd gotten them the GoPro and the PlayStation. I had them
Yeah.
hidden under the chair, but I had everybody like completely convinced that I had flubbed Christmas that year. And it
But
was fun.
look at how well trained these two are.
They were, even in their 20s, they kept their training. I trained them well. If I
That's
could only got
fantastic.
them potty trained as well, we'd be in a better spot.
Oh, I think we all have that
Yeah.
same thought. I think that's the same thought we all have. Real
Well, we're
quick,
out of time now. That was a
yeah,
good show.
that was a good show. Great, fantastic. Soul House Sessions with Pre-Shake is coming up September 10th at the Koger Center for the Arts. Doors open at 5. Featured guest this time, Chef Amethyst Ganaway. Artwork by Dogon Krigga. I keep mispronouncing that name. But Preach is also going to be spinning the vinyl on that. It's going to be an interesting conversation September 10th here at the Koger Center. Actually, in the next episode on Thursday morning, I will have some tickets to give away for that, which is pretty cool. So we have a special code we will have to give out. So tickets available through Eventbrite right now. You can check the show notes or at Preach Jacobs on Instagram. So
Hey, are we still on TikTok?
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome back to TikTok, right? Because we got kicked off on Thursday. I filed an appeal. Within 3 minutes, our appeal was granted. So
I saw your follow-up video. And then I also saw the very empathetic comments underneath your video. Cry harder. People reaching out, and with understanding and compassion. It's typical.
The internet is nothing if not just a wealth of kindness and love for everything. No,
they want to ban emotional learning in schools, but let me tell you, there's some assholes that need double education. They need summer school on emotional social learning.
Yeah, I still don't. One of the worst things about, like, I can accept being kicked off or banned for legitimately doing something that would get you kicked off. I mean,
like RFK Jr. should last about half a second on the TikTok platform before he's booted off.
Yeah, there's no way.
But you and I, come on.
Yeah, it's insane. So getting into something that would potentially get us kicked off this morning.
Oh man, don't you want to save it till the end? You're gonna blow your wad right now.
All right, in 5 minutes till I'll start on that. I'll start on that 5 minutes till. This weekend was fun. Ami, the hostess of the Welcome to Wonderland podcast, celebrated her 43rd birthday.
No way.
Oh yeah, and I shared a video on my YouTube. I didn't put it anywhere else yet. I haven't edited it down, but I shared a video on my YouTube of the hamburger builder contest, and which we won. And I can tell you right now.
Okay, let me slow down. I saw the video you sent me. I had no realization that was you.
I know, right?
I had none. This is the revelation. This is you and Ami out there in the baseball field dressed as buns.
Yep.
I'm guessing you're laying on the ground.
She's
running around in her bun outfit, hamburger bun outfit, picking up various pieces that make up the burger, laying it on top of you. And then there's other couples out there doing the same thing. It's like a big race to see who can finish building the burger, where the final aspect is that she takes a flying leap and lands on top of you. And I believe it was kind of in a reverse position, if I'm not getting too graphic.
It was. Yes. Yeah, that's true.
Wow. When was this?
So it was, this was Sunday afternoon.
Wait a minute. That burger thing happened Sunday? That wasn't from the deep past?
No, that was just this past Sunday.
Oh, Barrett.
It's
Barrett.
Sponsored by Whataburger. And because we won,
wait, how did you get chosen?
Oh, so any one of the Fireflies game, if you go up to any of the employees that are wearing the bright neon green prior to the game, you can ask them what in between inning games are there available, and they'll tell you. Now, normally they like to do little children for a lot of them. Yeah. So that's always the biggest concern, is that, am I going to get, are they going to only have like children's games available? So we tried to sign Ami up. So I do this for her birthday every year. So I try to sign her up for either the Plinko game or What's in the Bag, or um, there are other few games, but the only ones they had left that adults could do was the Hamburger Builder game, sponsored by Whataburger. And being that that was the only one available, that was the one we did. And we did it alongside a couple women that I don't think you can tell from the video, because the video is mostly focused on us. But on the second round, coming to pick up the next topping, the two women on the other side of the field over on the third baseline, the one that was doing the running back and forth took a fall and never recovered. Like,
Oh,
we were off to the races. Ami was running back and forth as quickly as she could.
She's an athlete. I mean, you could tell she has practiced for Olympic human burger making. You can tell that she was born for this. I mean, all you had to do was lay there, you lazy F. You just laid there and went, lay it on me, baby.
I'd like to point out that I did have to run to that position. I was, you had to.
Well, they didn't show that part. I would have loved to have seen it.
There.
As the scene opens, Barrett is laying there like a corpse.
No. Scene opens, Barrett's run. Me and I have to cross paths to get to our spots. But yeah, I used to be an athlete.
Did they do this every game, the same game, or do they introduce it just for you?
I don't know that they do it every single game, but we see it fairly often.
Okay, it's done before. Okay,
yeah.
Boy, you think they clean those costumes?
I'm not entirely certain. I'm not entirely certain anything at the Fireflies games gets cleaned, and I'm not saying that because it smells like it's not, but I just don't know. I can't verify. I don't want to put information out there that's not correct.
Wow.
And then get canceled.
So what did you win as a result? You were saying you won, and that entitled you to?
Both got $25 gift cards to Whataburger.
All right, you couldn't pay me $25 to do that game. It would have to be $2,500. That's my minimum threshold to dress up as a bun and have a fake meat and cheese and lettuce slapped on top of me.
All right, that just means that I have a new level to unlock with Mr. Bill Kimler. I think you'd have a good time with it. You want to be the bottom or the top? You want to be the running back and forth? You're going to be the top.
Nope. No, thank you.
Okay.
No, thank you.
All right. I feel like there's probably enough content to go ahead and get into this. Did you wake up Saturday morning to the same social media explosion that I did in this? Is Donald Trump still with us?
Oh boy, you're going there already.
Yeah. I feel like it should be discussed, because legitimately, I went back and looked, and sure enough, there were no press conferences from Tuesday. There weren't any new photos from the press pool of Trump since Tuesday. I mean, now obviously we got pictures yesterday. But there was definitely a lack of evidence of his, I don't know, being around or being well.
Yeah. I don't know. Here's my prediction. I predict he's just fine. I predict he's going to last his 4 years. I predict he and his goons are going to attempt for a third presidency. I say this because I have been conditioned to have my hope dashed the 100 other times we thought that something was the end. Yeah. Like, you would have thought January 6th was the end. You would have thought all the Epstein stuff was the end. You would have thought the conviction, the felonies was the end. You would have thought I would have thought when he had caught COVID during the 2020 campaign. Remember that? He disappeared, and this is when people were dropping like flies and there wasn't a vaccine, right? Yeah. He caught it right in the middle of it all and then had to be hospitalized. I thought that was the end. This guy has made a deal with some entity out there where I think he's immortal. I'm heading to that belief. That is where the evidence is taking me. I'm a scientific guy, and the evidence states the guy has made a deal and is immortal. And whatever we're seeing now, who knows what it is? Maybe he's replenishing in the blood of babies. Who knows?
Because
That'll
there
probably
is
get us.
no,
That'll probably get us booted off right
yeah,
there.
because there is no
And we're
evidence.
gone.
Because there is no evidence to the contrary. That is, you're not wrong. I mean, they haven't called him Teflon Don for the last 20 years for no reason.
He's
I mean, it's,
Terminator Don.
yeah,
He's the one that will fall into a lava pit and come walking out with, the skeleton head and the glowing red eye
yeah.
and still issuing Truth Social posts.
What was your take on the fact that from a legitimate, I say legitimate as loosely as possible, but from a legitimate news source, I didn't see almost any reporting on what was the number one trend on TikTok, the number one trend on Twitter, and the number one trend on Telegram. So like this, it covered billions of people, this, and not a almost not a single thing said about it, except for like one little blurb about how, it was funny to the news that this was a thing. And it's like, well, they haven't seen him either, so why not report? Why not at least report, hey, we're doing some digging, we're trying to find out, this is obviously something that's very, very much on the minds of millions and millions and millions of people. Why not just acknowledge it?
I
And
think the ultimate truth lies in that little video I sent you.
that was an interesting one.
There was some sort of camera that was focused on the White House, like a telescopic camera from pretty far away, but it was zoomed in.
Yeah.
So there was graininess, but you can tell it was the White House. And then you can see from the second or third floor, a window opened and then like a black bag tossed out of the window that looked pretty heavy, right? And just thumped to the ground, and then the window closed, and you couldn't tell who was in the window. You couldn't tell what was in the bag. And this was in broad daylight. It wasn't like it was a construction crews.
Yeah.
What do you think that was?
I ultimately, well, okay. So this wouldn't be the first time that there has been something that has been spotted being thrown out of the window of the White House.
I did not know that.
There was
My immediate thought, it was like, how Putin and the journalists and his opponents all seem to fall out of hotel windows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. That seems to be an epidemic out there in Russia. I was wondering if this wasn't the same thing. That was my initial thought.
Yeah, no, there was a point in time during Nixon's whole coming down that there was spotted things there was spotted duffel bags that were thrown out of the White House.
Oh, wow.
So that was my immediate go-to was, is that same sort of thing. But then you see the comments and they're like, no, this is how they get rid of his Depends diapers, and this is how, uh it looked like a black bag, like a black trash bag, like a black trash yard bag, and it clearly was tossed, not with a whole lot of strength either. Like it didn't arch its way out. It just,
well, it looked
came
really
out and
heavy. It
fell.
looked like it was more pushed out the window than it was lifted and dropped.
Yeah, that's true.
I think maybe it was a huge bag of meme coins. He's into that Liberty stuff now, and maybe it's just big golden meme coins.
Do you think we've moved past the point of meme coins just being digital, and now we're actually, we have physical, like they're printing them physically, like just for the sake of having something to hold?
Well, he's making coins great again, so that's what he thinks.
I'm trying to pull up the video to see if I can share it, but I don't think I'm gonna be, maybe. Let me see. Oh yeah, here we go. All right, so if I share my screen and do it the right way. So it was from
We're about to see his adult video collection by accident as he shares the wrong screen.
Oh, wouldn't that be something?
I've had that happen to me, by the way. Not that I've shared the wrong screen. I was in a technical workshop with somebody trying to give them a little tutorial on how to use a system.
Yeah.
And I said, listen, it'd be really easy if you could, share your screen and then I can guide you through it. And they shared a porn site that they happened to have open. Man, I tell you, the silence. It was wonderful. Oh, there it is. Okay.
So here we go. This is the window right here, and you see an arm holding. You basically see an arm sticking out of it. There it
And
goes.
there's the bag.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't.
Now there's
No,
a
it was the
couple of
same
things. They
one.
don't tell you when this video was. They don't tell you what day of the week it was. They don't tell you if it was this year or 10 years ago. There's a lot of information not given as far as I can
Right.
tell.
Yeah, we don't know. That's one of the things that
But
we
hey,
can.
on any day, any year, that's a weird video.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That is absolutely something that we cannot say for certain as to what when that video was taken. We don't know if it was recently. We don't know if it was during Biden's administration. We don't know if it was, so. But the only thing that is clear is that was a video that was taken from a very long distance away with a very, very, uh, I guess, a telephotic lens, telephotic, whatever. You
Pornographic.
understand? Yeah.
Yeah.
To, yeah, trying to, I don't know. It's a weird situation, and for that video to come out, especially after nearly at that point 5-6 days since we had seen anything from Donald Trump. And the weird thing is like I do go and look at his True Social posts, especially after people have posted about them or that
Do
they
you have
have.
an account on Truth Social?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Barrett Gruber at truesocial.com
And
or
have you ever
whatever.
posted, or is it just to watch?
It's just to watch, but I think that I did try to troll Don Jr. one time, but it does no good. They don't care. There's there is no trolling the trolls.
Right.
They are nearly impossible. Because for one, for a site that has I think they said somewhere in the range of like 60 to 65,000 daily users, which still sounds high to me. Um, compared to Facebook that has something like 190 million daily users. So it's, when it comes to the popularity of True Social, it is as far down the list as you can get.
Right.
But the to troll them, I would think would be easier just because of how little use the thing gets. But they don't pay any attention to it. I assume they probably have notifications turned off. When Trump was posting after the social media world just exploded with this idea that he was no longer with us. Um, there were posts that came out, but they were written not in his style. They did not have, they did not use capital letters like the entire way through. Punctuations were correct. The grammar,
If you were to take over Trump's account, let's say he was incapacitated and you became in charge, wouldn't you know the style to post in? Like
you
Gavin
would.
Newsom does, right? Gavin Newsom should be taking over Trump's account because he's got the style, or whoever his social media person is.
They should
They've got
hire
the
him.
style down perfectly, and you can't tell that Trump didn't write those, right?
Yeah.
So after here, 12 years of Trump on social media, you would think their social media person would know exactly how to write in that style if they truly were trying to take over and cover up. So I
Right.
have to think that this new style, this grammatically correct posting without spelling errors or capitalizations or things like that, has to be done that way intentionally and maybe to stir the pot.
And I've thought about that some a little bit, but there's a definite lack of continuity when it comes to this White House and this administration. And I say that because during this same period, they did release photos of Donald Trump going to play golf this weekend. Um, the problem is the photo that they shared was not from the press pool. The White House shared it directly of a photo that was taken from the press pool in 2019. So the image that you got was one that had obviously been blurred a little bit, but everything in that photo matched identically to a photo that was taken in 2019. So the White House releasing photos of the president at this point, I think, is going to be a non-starter. They shouldn't, the White House shouldn't release presidential photos as though the president's going and doing something. If he's sitting behind the desk, snap the photo, release it. If he is, I don't know, standing in the rose garden and the press pool isn't available,
Standing in the what?
The concrete garden. Sorry, the concrete garden. So those photos that are from the official White House should be photos that the press pool can't take. But this photo, no one in the press pool took this photo. And like I said, when they took it and they matched it up, it matched a photo that was it was absolutely released originally in 2019 of him going to play golf. Then they released video. The White House released video of him playing golf in Virginia. But then you go and you look at the comments, and people have done this. They've already done all the homework for you. May not be right, may not be, or may be right, may not be. But the video has palm trees in it. And according to people that have played at his resort, his Virginia golf course doesn't have palm trees on it. So it's the continuity thing that this White House
I agree. There's definitely a
lack
lack of continence at the White House. So are you predicting that within a month or by the end of this year, we will be saluting the 48th president of the United States, J.D. Vance?
And would J.D. Vance also be the youngest president?
Yeah, I'd have to see when Kennedy was elected, but I can imagine it's going to be close. If not, he was the youngest. I mean, the guy's in his early 40s.
He's 40. He is 40.
Okay, that would have to be the youngest.
Am I predicting that? No. I don't think that I think that while I think that Trump is ill, and I think that Trump potentially won't make it through his first term, or his second term, I don't, it's a weird situation for me, because I've told you before, I don't wish ill on anyone, even if I disagree with them completely. It's not an excuse for me to be like, oh, they shouldn't be here, they shouldn't exist anymore. But I think that just based on the observations of his health, he doesn't look well. And I think that the potential is that we may be seeing the expiration of a human being play out in real time.
Meanwhile, we're seeing pictures of President Biden, who's in stage 4 cancer, and he's looking 10 times better than a supposedly physically perfect specimen of our current president. It's insane.
I said this before, and I hope that I'm right. I have said before that President Biden will outlive Donald Trump. I fully believe it. I just, I don't think Biden was unhealthy. Cancer sucks. It really does. And it takes
the only thing that would convince me that Trump is physically fit if he enters into a minor league baseball hamburger making contest. That's the only thing that will convince me that he is able to perform his duties as president, if he can pull that off.
And that is what we call a callback.
Oh, see how I tied it all together? That was brilliant.
New episode releasing this week. Am I right?
Yeah. In fact, Jamil and I had an incredible recording session on Sunday. We went really long, so we're actually breaking this up into 2 parts. So you'll get part 1 this Wednesday and part 2 next Wednesday. There was just so much material that we decided to release 2 hour-long episodes rather than a full 2-hour one.
Well, that's exciting.
And we interviewed a woman named Jessica Bright, who's been involved in politics. And it was revealed that she's the daughter of a elected politician here in South Carolina. I didn't recognize the connection. So that was a fun reveal. We talked about current news. We did a follow-up on the controversy we stirred regarding Dr. Annie Andrews' no-show in Greenwood. So we follow up on that. And then I did a live demonstration of AI that had Jamil getting up and walking away from the table. She was so freaked out by it. So I introduce it to the masses who may hear about what AI is, but not entirely sure what's going on. And so I did a live demo, and she was completely freaked out. In fact, I was kind of freaked out too by the end. You're going to have to hear it. That'll come out. I
look forward to it.
The AI segment will come out the following Wednesday. It didn't fit into this Wednesday.
Okay.
So it'll come up, but stay tuned. Good episodes coming up.
All right. Well, a new episode of the All About Nothing podcast, of course, dropped yesterday. It was all of our interviews from the 2025 Soda City Comic Con. Again, we had a really good time with that. Zach got to talk to John Heater. I got to talk to Katie Sackhoff, as well as just a wealth of all of the voice actors and
I
whatnot.
mean, I'll be honest, you know me, I'm not a big Comic-Con type of guy. So I listened to the 500 Crunchyroll voice actors and actresses that you interviewed. And I was like, okay, yeah. And I started tuning out. And then when you interviewed Katie Sackhoff, these interviews are really short because they didn't have a lot of time to give you, but you made the most of it. But then she dropped this bomb that actually had me pause your episode, rewind, listen to it a couple of times, then start Googling it. Apparently, she is in the middle of filming the 4th version of Stephen King's Carrie.
Yep.
That's being directed by Mike Flanagan, who, if you're in the Stephen King world, he is the best adapter of Stephen King to come out in forever. His most recent film, Life of Chuck, won awards, and that's based on a Stephen King short story. So he's filming a TV miniseries about Carrie, and he had to convince Stephen King. Like, there's already been 3 Carrie movies. I don't know if you knew that. I mean, the famous one was Sissy Spacek, but then you had 2 more that they tried to remake after for some dumb reason. This is a 4th remake, but apparently Mike Flanagan has a spin on the story that's unique and modern that Stephen King gave his approval. So now I'm actually kind of curious to see how that comes out. And Katie Sackhoff is in it. And that just blew me away. I learned that only on the All About Nothing podcast.
There you go. Although I think I saw it in the trades. I think I saw it.
I didn't know. I learned it from you. Great. You teased that out of her. You broke that story.
Yeah. And you want to know what the funny thing is about that is that when she said it for me, like, because I already knew that part. I just wanted
you blew right past it.
Yeah, completely right past it.
Like, I would have paused. That was the record scratch moment, and we would have talked about that for an hour. I would have made her cancel all her other interviews and held her hostage to talk to her about that.
I promise when I sit down with her again in October, that we will discuss Carrie.
Ask at least one question how that's going for me, would you?
100%.
I want to know. I will be tuned. Don't even tell me what the answer is ahead of time. Like, don't even tell me that you asked it. I want to hear it live as I'm listening to your show and be surprised by it.
I will make sure to do that. Also, Preach Jacobs podcast released an episode today. So go check that out. Preach Jacobs podcast right here on Big Media LLC. So, all right. I think it's going to wrap it up. Good show. Thank you, Bill. Big thanks to everybody tuning in. I had to find my line.
Don't forget, you need the script for thank yous. It's a tough morning.
Yeah. Don't forget, you can follow me at Barrett Gruber and Bill at Political Bill SC. Bill, of course, host of Black, White, and Blue in the South with Dr. Jamil Brooks. New episode drops tomorrow. You can catch us live every Tuesday and Thursday right here, 5:30 a.m. Eastern. Until next time, you all stay safe, be kind, and keep your hands to yourself. Oh, goodness. I do not want to work today.
I know it.
Like,